the Sport Orbit, the home of sports where we bring to you the latest gist in the world of sport. And in today's edition is loaded with a whole lot of packages, starting from home on the Tigers, the Nigerian basketball, who are currently remain the first team in Africa. And Chelsea, the Chelsea manager can now feel a sigh of relief courtesy of their surprise 2-0 defeat of Borussia Dortmund today. As I welcome you to today's edition of the Sport Orbit, I am Salifu Usman. I'm not alone. I'll be joined by my colleague from United Kingdom, Olawale Ayani. Good afternoon, Wale.
Good afternoon to you, Salifu. Good afternoon, everybody in the studio. And what a relief for Grand Porter at this point in time. Having getting to win 2-0 in front of the home fans and for them to qualify to the quarterfinal of the Champions League, I feel that's a big result that might just ease the pressure on Grand Porter at this point in time, Salifu.
Thank you. Well, I'm seeing you with a new hairstyle. Are you celebrating Chelsea? With a new hairstyle?
Of course, it's cold out here, so I'm just putting my head warm. It's just cold out here.
Well, good afternoon. The Nigeria basketball team, the men basketball, the Tigers, remain the number one team in Africa, despite their inability to qualify for the World Cup or even fail to win their top two matches in the just concluded World Cup playoff in Cote d'Ivoire. The team still remains the number one team according to new FIFA ranking released yesterday, while they are being followed by Tunisians. In the release, the Nigerian team got a total point of 461.4 to beat other teams as the best African team in the best basketball team on the continent of Africa. Wale, if you recall, the Nigerian basketball team, particularly the Tigers, all has not been well for the team after the Tokyo Olympic. The Nigerian team have made it three consecutive appearances at the Olympic. In all these Olympic, they had never go beyond the first round. With the last Olympic in Tokyo, the team even failed to win a single match. And after that, there has not been easy one for the camp of the Super Eagles of the Tiger has not been too fantastic as the players, both the foreign players and not down to the classes that are rocking the basketball federation. A whole lot of players have opted not to even play for the Nigerian national team again. And if you also recall, the last African Championship in Rwanda, the Nigerian team could not even get to the round of six, the round of eight. That is which was their worst performance ever. But still, in FIBA ranking, in their own judgment, Nigerian team still remain the best basketball team on the continent. Wale, is this rating accurate?
Of course, when you look at the basketball sector in Nigeria at the moment, you agree with me that for me, let's just call a spade a spade. Is a shambles at this point in time. Leading to from the leadership crisis of the team down to coaches, down to player selection, down to how the team has failed over the years. That have not been on their best. We saw them actually, preparing for the Olympics. They won the United States of America. We all thought that the team has arrived, but we saw how they performed during the Olympic Games. They didn't perform. They performed below par. They didn't perform up to the expectation we expected them to do. We all know that the leadership crisis rocking the NBBF. Also, players not getting to get their allowance, they're not being paid their match bonuses and all that. I feel that has really affected the team. Going into the African qualification for the World Cup, we thought there is going to be a walk in the park for them, but they could not be able to qualify in that particular competition for them to get the World Cup ticket. At this point in time, this is another disappointment for basketball lovers generally in Nigeria and at home and abroad. And with this rating, I don't feel we should actually take this rating to be anything too serious at this point in time. We have missed out in the world biggest stage. I was talking about the World Cup. We will not be participating in the World Cup. So I feel this rating should not be counted as anything, except if we just want to have like a consolation that this rating to give to Nigeria. But it does not still mean that Nigeria as actually we're playing in the World Cup. And if you're not playing in the World Cup at this point in time, it is a great setback for your players and also for the officials. The morale will be down at this point in time. We thought they were going to qualify, but the likes of Cote d'Ivoire ensured that we didn't actually make it, to to the World Cup. So at this point in time, I feel the basketball, community and sector in Nigeria, they should actually put their house in order. Both the male and female team, they need a proper, structure of all the teams to ensure that we create a conducive environment so that player in abroad and also home will be comfortable playing for the national team. Because if we don't have the right set of player, we might not be able to get to win, our tournament and also qualify for the World Cup. Like you rightly said, they have been doing well in the Africa. When it comes to the African scene, the Tigers and the Angola side has been one of the best team in Africa. But you saw our last performance, disappointing acting. We didn't even get to the semi-finals of the competition. It shows that there's a lot of things that's really happening in the basketball, sector in Nigeria. The high time we actually get to set out differences and ensure that the right people are being put in place to manage this affair, then we'll just be keeping ignoring and we don't get to make headway when it comes to basketball in the world generally, Salifo.
Thank you, Wale. Good one from you there. As you heard from Wale, these ratings will not be taken for anything because we can't imagine the best African team not going to the World Cup while we're having the other teams going to the World Cup. And if we feel we are the best, we should be play among the best. In the new FIFA ranking release, Nigeria is first on the African continent, followed by Tunisia, second, Senegal is third, Angola is fourth, Cote d'Ivoire are fifth, Egypt, followed by Egypt, Sudan, and Cape Verde, Cameroon, and DR Congo make the top 10 African team on the continent of Africa. Following the fifth Flying Eagle fallout, edges from the ongoing African Youth Championship did their inability to reach the final of the competitions, which they lost their semi-final match narrowly by 1-0 to Gambian. The Minister of Youth and Sport have urged the team to refocus and to concentrate their focus on how to do well at the World Cup coming up soon, later this year in Indonesia. The Fly Eagle, with all hope expectations to get to the final of the African Youth Championship 7 years after the one competition in Senegal in 2015, could not Gambia prove to be a stumbling block on their part, and they couldn't go beyond Gambia. But now, the Minister of Youth and Sport say, put the defeat to Gambia behind you and focus on how to excel at the World Cup. Because Nigerian Fly Eagle has never won the World Cup, despite the fact that we have claimed to be 5-time champion at the under 17 level. We have won the World Cup before under 17 World Cup 5 times. But however, we have never win the next competition, which is under 20 of FIFA World Cup. The best we could have achieved was to reach the final in 2005. But here, the Minister of Youth and Sports that is now urging this current squad, who cannot even get to the final of the African Championship, to get today to do well, to excel at the Indonesian Championship coming up very soon later this year. On the CAF Confederations Cup, River United, the Nigerian League champion, who have been on action today, taking on the Pambe of the Congolese side, Motema Pambe, in a crucial ties today that will definitely define their progress to the competitions. The Nigeria team beat the Congolese side in the first leg 1-0. That gave them a 6 point. After from 3 matches, they lost their opening match, then win the second one, then 3. And if they are able to beat the Congolese side in the Congolese side today, that would automatically give them 9 points and possibly a passage to the next to the qualification to the next round of the competition. And not to ensure that the team get all the maximum support, the authentic supporter club will be in New York to share the team to beat today. While looking at the match, the last match, their first leg beating the Congolese away, and now they are hosting the team at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium later this any moment from now. Do you think the Nigerian side, the Nigerian League champion, has what it takes to get to the end, to get early qualification to the next round of the competition if they can win to this match?
Of course, Salifo, but before I react to the River State, to the Rivers United story, I just really want to say something about the Flying Eagles. You agree with me about that we both actually talked about this particular team, heading to their quarterfinal fixtures. We said it's going to be difficult for them, having to score goals, and that really affected them in that particular, game. They were not able to score goals. They were not clinical at goal, despite the fact that they actually won enough of ball possession in that, particular match. We saw how a little bit of, lack of concentration in the first half, just in the 7 minutes, made made them to actually consider that goal, and the Gambian side actually stood their ground to defend that particular goal to the end of the game. I just want to I just want to say that Laraboso side has to really, really work on the striking aspect of the team if they really want to make an impact when they go to the World Cup, because with this team, they don't really have a clinical finisher that can actually do the damage in front of goal. Then talking about the Rivers United game, it's going to be a cracker, no doubt about it. The Rivers United know what is at stake at this point in time. They know that a victory for them will actually, see that passage through the next round of the CAF, Confederations Cup. So at this point in time, I feel, Stanley Guma, who is a well-experienced coach, who has been with this side for a very long time, I feel he has what it takes to ensure that Rivers United, get all the necessary 3 points in this particular encounter. And mind you, they'll be playing in front of their home fans, so you should expect, a whole lot of fireworks in that encounter. And I'm very, very sure that they will not want to make their fans bad. And also, when you have the backing of a state governor who is actually, supporting football development in that part of Nigeria, I feel 3 points should be in the bag for Rivers United at the end of 90 minutes if all goes as planned at this point in time, Salifo.
Well, the man of the moment, Victor Osimhen, there's many days go past without anybody talking on the Victor Osimhen, both either in the pretty media, online, or on television, or radio, because he's the best striker, one of the best strikers at the moment. What he know to do best in the round leader game in Italy. Every day, everybody, all clubs across the Europe are all thrilling Victor Osimhen just to ensure to get his services coming up in the next summer. And with all several clubs, mentions Chelsea, mentions Real Madrid, PSV, Manchester United, all several clubs are all tracking Victor Osimhen. But however, his compatriot Odio Igalo, who had opportunity to play a one season at the Manchester United, have all his compatriots, his teammates, national teammates. Please don't go anywhere. Join Manchester United to form a deadly partner with Rashford. Wale, from this, is it a good advice for Victor Osimhen to take? The guy is urging him to go and team up with Rashford in the attacking lineup of Manchester United.
Of course, definitely. Gallo would definitely get to breaking into the Manchester United team as it is right now, because you agree with me that Will Cross, after joining the Manchester United side, I'm not really finding his foot right there in the team. He has not actually made his presence. No, despite the fact that he was able to score 1 or 2 goals for the Red Devils. But a striker like Victor Osimhen, who has scored 19 league goals in Italian Serie A, which we all know that Italian Serie A is one of the difficult league in the world at this point in time. Having scored 19 goals, you see his work rate, his contribution to the team. He's always available to support the team. If the team are defending, a corner kicks, you see him go back to defend and all that, getting to win, dual balls and all that, arena balls. It shows that he's a player who wants to actually play and put his best anytime he's been called upon. And when you look at his age, he's just 24 years old, and it shows that he still have a lot of playing time ahead of him. So I feel him signing for Manchester United, if Manchester United are coming for him, it would definitely be a good one for him now. As it is, he's in the prime of his career. He should join a team that would definitely guarantee him starting in level in all league matches, also Champions League matches at this point in time. If he's going to be guaranteed, why not? He should actually move to Manchester United, but I doubt it. He might just be coming to Arsenal or Chelsea for Victor Osimhen at this point in time. No doubt about it. During the week, he actually won the best foreign sport talent in Italian Serie A. Yeah, athlete in Italian Serie A. It shows that he is one player that is to be reckoned with in the world. I see Osimhen I see Napoli not letting Osimhen go with less than 150 million pounds. When you look at the current situation and the current market when it comes to football transfer, as it is, Osimhen is one of the best striker in the world, if not the best striker. When you look at his work rate and also the kind of goals he scored, despite the fact that he has been able to score 19 goals, while the likes of Haaland has actually scored 27 goals in this current season. Salifo.
Well, yeah, the guy who spoke to Sky Sports say, and I quote, I think he will fit in well with Manchester United. If he asks for my opinion, what he should do, I will advise him to join Manchester United, because for me, they are the biggest club. Well, Don't go anywhere. We're going for a short break at the moment. We'll still have a whole lot of gist to give you. Don't go anywhere.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go. Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Short break. the window of iconic legend Pele will inherit 30% of his total asset. That's according to the will of the legendary player, as that revealed. The will also reveal that there's another woman which can be, people are ascribing to be unrecognized daughter of the legendary player, who also share the remaining 7% alongside the Pele children of the Pele asset. In the will indicated that the possibilities of the existence of another daughter whose recognition would depend on NDA test, which could not be carried out when Pele was due, when could not be carried out due to the pandemic and his state of his health. According to the will, the woman in question is a Brazilian national, and he has taken a legal step to be recognized as Pele's daughter. The Argentine coach, if you recall him, the Pochettino, the former Tottenham coach and former PSV coach, is having a dream of coming back to the Premier League, not another club, but to send Tottenham where he make his indelible mark. Pochettino come to the North London, the Tottenham, to redefine the game of Tottenham and make the Tottenham a title contender. Although he was unable to win a single title with Tottenham while he reigned, but however, throughout his tenure, Tottenham was able to make top 4 3 consecutive times and even make to the Champions League final, which they lost to Liverpool. And he went to PSV, although not successful with PSV, but he won the PSV title, League One title. Now, with all talk about Conte leaving the Tottenham soon, the Pochettino, the entire guys, is willing to come back to where he make his mark. Wale, Pochettino Tottenham and definitely make Tottenham a title contender in the Premier League. Now he's having a dream to come back to the Premier League where he make his name.
Of course, no doubt about it. Antonio Conte has not been actually getting, the right result when it comes to, Tottenham Hotspur right there in the Premier League. We saw, when he was in the aim of affairs before he went for that particular, surgery, he wasn't actually getting in goals. He was not actually getting in all the necessary points for them to actually compete in the league. Well, when they actually went in for the surgery, a certain Cincinnati came and he started winning games. for Tottenham. He won he won against Chelsea. He won against West Ham United. But the afternoon lost the last two games against Wolves and the FA Cup, which they lost. So it's certain, that looking at the board at Tottenham at this point in time, they really need a coach who will definitely get to lift up the spirit. Having moved the team into their new, stadium, which for me is a fortress for them. I've been there, see how players actually get to play, how the crowd actually get to support their team, and they need a manager who will definitely take Tottenham up to the place that they want to be. Because if you agree with me, Tottenham is one of the biggest teams when it comes to the English Premiership, and also in London they are third biggest after Arsenal and Chelsea. The next team is Tottenham. So at this point in time, a return of Pochettino, who is not having a job at this point, for me would definitely be a good boost, for Tottenham. And also the fans actually likes him and they want him back in the team. So I see that might actually get to see the light of the day. But let us keep our finger crossed and see how this season gets to end for Tottenham. If they end below 6, then then Pochettino might just get to return to Tottenham. But if Antonio Conte can definitely get to change things around, maybe it might not actually come true and see the light of the day. Salifo.
Yeah, you're right. The Tottenham fans are not too comfortable with Conte, despite Conte was successful with Chelsea. But a lot of fans are calling for Pochettino to come back. They are still very much in love with Pochettino. Yeah, yesterday was a beautiful night for some certain fans of the club. And Chelsea do the wonderful one yesterday, and by surprisingly defeated Borussia Dortmund 2-0, and then to progress to the quarterfinal of the Champions League on 2-1 aggregate. The victory was Chelsea fourth victory in 17 matches, despite after spending a whopping £300 million in the January transfer. Chelsea has been without winning strongly from one match to another. But yesterday, they proved everybody wrong. Surprisingly, beat Borussia Dortmund away 2-0 to the surprise. And the one man is feel relief. Now, Graham Potter, he said he is my player, give everything in the match and we deserve to win the match. Wale, what a relief night for Graham Potter yesterday.
Of course, that particular 2-0, victory over Borussia Dortmund, I just actually calm the nerve of the fans who are actually asking for the head of Graham Potter at this point in time, because we know this would be like a second win in that 10 games, if I'm not mistaken, in all competition. It shows that Chelsea, who are actually we were just champions a few years ago in the Champions League. I've seen them get into struggle, but that particular goal from Raheem Sterling and also Havertz actually ensured that the Blues qualify to the quarter-final in the expense of Borussia Dortmund. No doubt about it. Yesterday was a day for them. They actually saw that this is a knockout game. If they get to lose or get to draw that particular game, ensure that the title bid for hopes this season might just come to an end, because for me, I say it's all over. They cannot get to win the Champions League. They can't get to win the Premier League at this point in time. They're out of the the Carabao Cup. Manchester United has won that. FA Cup and Champions League are the two leagues remaining for them. So they actually, if they want to win any silverware this season, must just have to come maybe from the Champions League or from the FA Cup, which will be very, very difficult for them. But them getting to win against Borussia Dortmund is a step in the right direction. At least this will actually, bring back the confidence in the team. The likes of Enzo Fernandez, who just came into the team, Modric and the rest. This will actually, uplift the team, as they go into, other games that are upcoming for them, this particular, season. The fans also were very, very happy with that particular victory. Also, the owner of the team at this point in time, he was actually happy, getting his boys, getting to win that game against Borussia Dortmund. I thought Borussia Dortmund we are going to actually come and look for a draw, but things didn't actually work well for them yesterday. They actually returned to Germany empty-handed, and things at this point in time is working for Graham Potter. They won their games against Leeds, now against Borussia Dortmund. Let's see what this weekend will hold for them. If they can able to continue in this high form, they'll be able to get themselves into Salifu.
Well, I'm not a Chelsea fan, but I still wish that they should be able to continue this fine form with by winning their third consecutive straight victory. You know, at the weekend they beat Leeds United 1-0, and then they follow up by defeating Borussia. But one a whole lot of things as we say about these Graham Potters, and I'm one of those who believe that Graham Potter that the job of Chelsea is too big for him, coming from Brighton, and considering the whole lot of money that has to be spent on Chelsea, buying all players that needed to be brought in. Several key players have been brought to the team, and now he is even complaining that the essence of the player is even causing confusion for him. Do you think that this Graham Potter and that victory yesterday is enough to prove that Graham Potter has what it takes to make this sexy team a world beaters?
Of course, if you look at the Chelsea setup, what they have been able to win, what they have been able to achieve for the past year, you agree with me that for me, Chelsea is too big for Graham Potter at this point in time, no doubt about it. Potter actually, brought Brighton from relegation to the Premier League. He's a good coach, no doubt about it. He's but a coach for a mid, a team club, not a top club like Chelsea. So I feel at this point in time, we should just give him more time. I should have, as earlier have stated, around 500 million pounds was actually given to him to sign, players during the to actually get his first 11. So I feel the situation with Graham Potter at this point in time is for him getting his first 11. If I can get his first 11 right, and then substitution will not be a problem for him. But at this point in time, a lot of crop of players, he does not need who he can actually get to partner with to ensure that he get those results. But if he can get his starting 11 right, I feel Chelsea will definitely click, going forward. And the likes of Kante, N'Golo Kante is back, Enzo Fernandez in the middle of the park. So many players that he will be very, very, to be difficult for him to get his starting 11. But as I said earlier, if he can get his starting 11 right, I feel as Chelsea stand a chance, to actually get to play good football, going forward.
Well, free advice there for Graham Potter. Just get your first 11 right. Once you get it right, every other thing will fall in. You have enough of players. You can get several key players, all the players that needed to be squad out there. You have everything at your disposal. What you need to do, just get your tactic right and get your first 11 right. Another Champions League that will play match yesterday, will see Benfica whitewash Club Brugge of Belgium and then progress to the quarterfinal of the semi on 5-1 agreed. It was a whitewash and demotion for the Belgium side yesterday. Today is another D-Day. Messi, Kylian Mbappe, Messi, the best player on the continent, according to FIFA. And then another top strike, another best players on the continent by his performance at the last World Cup, scoring a hat-trick in the World Cup final. It was not an easy feat. Kylian Mbappe and Messi and his teammate who will be traveling to Germany to take on Bayern Munich today. It's a must win for Paris Saint-Germain. Not just a must win, they must win by 2-0 to progress to the quarterfinal of the competition. And one of the players said they will ensure that the team progress. It is a tough one. But Wale, Bayern Munich is not a pushover. Even the Bayern Munich coach yesterday said that though African Player of the Year, Sadio Mane will not be playing, will not be starting from the front, will not be starting, but he still have what it takes to come from the best and do the damage. Looking at these two sides, where will you swing?
Of course, no doubt about it. It's going to be a cracker in today's Champions League game because Tottenham, the trailing in the first leg 1-0. Also, PSG also trailing 1-0. But the good thing for Tottenham is that they'll be playing in front of their home fans, while PSG will play away in Germany. So it's going to be very difficult for PSG. But no doubt about it. Looking at Tottenham and looking at AC Milan really this season they have been off and on. They have not really actually been there for me. I feel they still have a lot to work on, despite the fact that the likes of the former Chelsea man, talking about Oliver Giroud, has been able to score a lot of goals for AC Milan. But I still feel with the kind of crowd that will be coming out to support Tottenham today, I feel Tottenham stand a chance to actually turn things around and get to win that particular time. But if AC Milan can hold their own in the first half, ensure that they get to frustrate the Tottenham fans, like ensure, the Tottenham players, and also they ensure that they get to bully some of the players. I feel they can able to hold their own and defend this particular game. And also they have good players who can actually hit Tottenham in counter attack. But we know when it comes to counter attack in this particular game, Tottenham has the pacey players, the likes of Song, the likes of Hurricane, who can actually get things moving for Tottenham at this point. So Cicilline will still be in charge in that particular game. Maybe Antonio Conte might just be standing in the stands to actually get to watch the team play. Then when you talk about the game between Borussia Dortmund and when you talk about the game between Bayern Munich and PSG, it's going to be a cracker. Messi will actually be fighting for his life. Mbappe also, we should expect to see him play in that particular match. I feel it's going to be a cracker. And the likes of Bayern Munich will want to ensure that they get to score in the first half. If Bayern Munich can get to score a goal in the first half, then it will be very, very difficult for PSG to actually come back into that particular match. But if PSG can actually hold their own, ensure that they get a goal in the first half, then we might just get to go into extra time. But the pendulum in that particular game may actually get to swing in any time. Messi will want to score a goal. Also, likes of Mbappe and Neymar will also want to come into the party. So it's going to be a cracker. Hopefully, we should see the return of Sadio Mane in this particular game and ensure that he put on some impressive performance. But no doubt about it, expect a blood, or buster, game when Bayern Munich and PSG get to clash later today, Salifo.
Well, Neymar is completely out of this this encounter, as it's been speculated that he has even been ruled out for the rest of the season. But however, without Neymar, PSV has the personnel to do the damage. But it's going to be, like Wale said, it's going to be a top cracker for the two sides. Yes, two sides. One of the dream of the PSV is to win the Champions League. They have invest a whole lot of team, put every effort. But however, every season they always cut short of this expectation. But now, if they come short of the expectation of this season, it will be another damaging one for the club, as most of the players may likely walk out from the club. But however, let's say that is going to be tonight. Tonight is the D-Day. Let's say how it's going to be. Wale, thank you for your time into this edition of the Sport of the Day.
Thank you, Salifu, for having me. My regards to everyone in the studio and the rest staff in the office. Thank you for having me.
And for our esteemed viewer out there, thank you for spending your time with us. That is the most we can take on to this edition of the Sport of the I remain yours sincerely, on Salifu Usman.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.